All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've had a thought, I've had a settle, I've had a think, I've had a walk. Mowed the lawn. Mowed part of the lawn. Didn't have time to mow all the lawn. So I think it's time we get on with it. I don't remember what were we doing. What are we doing right now? What's our objective? Right. Kill the bot. Kill the bot. Kill the bot. Oh my god, there's enemies. Kill the bot. Kill the bot. Yep, and don't worry, the X-Parasites can transform into it because, let's be honest, they're just magic. It's fine. It's fine. We acknowledge it. We accept it. They're magic. We're cool. We're cool. Everything's cool. Let's take a glance. Okay. We also know that the SAX is actively hunting us, so we're in a hurry. According to Adam. Which stands for Automated Defense... Help me. What's the ATOM acronym stand for when it comes to the computer? Asymmetric. De-evolution. Let's put it down. Hang on. Let's not get scatological, okay? Automated Defense Analysis Matrix. Oh, I like that. Give me your delicious health. Exactly, Talia. So, I mean, obviously she named it after the real Adam, but... Autonomous Directive Active Modus. I like that too. I kind of like Analysis Matrix a little bit better though. It fits what the purpose of the Atom bot is, you know. Autonomous Directive. Autonomous. See, defense. I don't know if defense quite works. Hang on, let's workshop this. So we've got autonomous something. Sure, Rex. Hang on. Of course I could, as I knew. 100%. I am very aware of being able to go further west in that room. Let me demonstrate how further west I could go. Okay, first, let's do this. No reason. Okay, so now that we've gone further west... That's interesting. Roll these. These require screw attack. Oh, there's a door over here. Oh, it was a red door. Right. That's why I'd mentally locked that one out. Or I'm wrong. And I just missed it completely. All of these things are possible. We here at the Lore Walker... Well, you guys are awesome, but me, I'm a flaming idiot, so... I don't know anything. Oh, trust me, I am a flaming heterosexual. Yeah, we've already had an undersea area. Of course we have a cave system in space. Hi, Zach Deft. That would actually make more sense than what they probably did, which they probably shipped in a bunch of dirt. Which makes a lot less sense.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Oh, well, okay.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
See, obviously I don't have authorization, so...
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Lady, I already stopped trying to go in there, okay?
Warning, no entry without authorization.
I stopped trying to go in there. Shut up, lady.
Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry.
You know, that's actually a good point. We can't...
Warning, No entry without authorization.
You can't really turn off the
Warning.
alarm. No one's alive to turn the damn thing off. We need to drag an X-Parasite up to one of the corpses.
No entry without authorization.
Huh. Saved. That is a really narrow hitbox. Or weak spot, or whatever you want to call that. Oh my god, how the hell? And yeah, I noticed the water's electrified, and there's not really a lot I could do about that.
Warning. No entry without authorization.
Lady!
Warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry without authorization.
Wow, that is narrow. This is kind of a bullcrap boss in several ways, as many of them have been. And we're dead. Yeah, those are nice homing missiles.
Warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry.
Reminds me of a D&D. Okay. Reminds me of a joke.
No entry.
Maybe I shouldn't even share that joke, actually. Never mind. We're not going to share that joke. We're going to say thank you to Arspruce. Thank you, Arspruce. I mean, they managed a degree of homing in Half-Life. I think they can manage it if, you know, nowadays. This game is actually more recent than Half-Life, for that matter. Thank you, Arspruce. Yeah, they put a brain in a jar in a robot. They saw what the Chozo did, and they were like, that. If you want to put that towards up to 3 things, Arspruce, please let me know. Really dislike the new Twitch ways of doing that. Ah, wait, no, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So let's try baiting a little bit. He immediately jumps away. Okay. Oh, don't tell me. This is the boring way. Yeah, no, the Federation constantly tries to replicate Chozo technology, and you can kind of see why, but, you know... Ping to you, Flagant. Hope you've been doing well. Yeah, we also... I'm telling you, the game just pulls a little bit too much from the Alien series, which, let's be honest, their main thing was corporations evil. Which, I get why they're going with that, because, you know, they are. But that was it, right? The Galactic Federation is not Weyland-Yutani, or at least it's not supposed to be. We got wave beam after plasma. That's kind of weird, actually, but okay, whatever. I ain't gonna question it. Yeah, like the space pirates just replicating stuff without regard. That actually makes a lot of sense. That's kind of their modus operandi. Progression at any cost is kind of... It makes more sense when you're a smaller group and have less resources and less infrastructure and less backing, right?
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Like, I'm sorry, but you have to consider the world building on display. If you have an organization that's trying to progress at all costs, there needs to be a reason for that.
No entry.
If the Federation is doing that, why? People don't just do that in a vacuum.
Warning.
Yeah, exactly, Ginkgo. Like I said, the space pirates being like this, okay, yeah. I don't even question that for a second. Especially since so much of their progress is built off of bulk, right? They're not particularly smart. They just have absolutely no problems being extremely unethical in how they progress.
No entry without authorization.
Because, and we've talked about this concept before, when you throw ethics out the window, you can accomplish quite a bit.
Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry
I have 2 of them, Talia.
Warning, no entry without
Yeah, they're at war with the Trade Dominion.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Oh, whoops, I'm in the wrong area.
Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization.
Seriously, but how do
Warning.
I... Okay. So I actually
Warning.
have to go through the area we have no authorization to go through. Okay, well, I'm with it. Cool, cool.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Now, of course, you're probably thinking, all right, Lore, what would you do? How would you make the Federation desperate enough to do these kind of experiments? And the answer is very simple.
No
I
entry
wouldn't.
without authorization. Warning.
Oh, right, I can do this now.
Entry without authorization. Warning. No
Restricted zone.
authorization. Warning.
Restricted save.
Authorization.
Yep, level X.
Authorization. Warning.
It's time for the reveal that nobody didn't see coming. I guess it's a bad way to phrase it. That everybody saw coming. Behold. The Metroids. There's an Alpha. There's a Gamma. There's a Zeta. What?
Fire alert. This sector will soon be
Yeah, that tracks. At least this place actually had a degree of, you know, safety protocols there. If anything happens with the Metroids and the Metroids get out, disconnect the sucker. In 60 seconds, too. That's a hard nope, and actually credit to the Federation for having a brain in designing that. That's a homeworld cataclysm moment right there. Cut us loose. Samus, you shouldn't have done that. You ignored your orders. You may have to pay a price for that quite soon. As you can see, the Federation has been secretly working on a Metroid breeding program. For peaceful application only. Of course, please understand. But perhaps you already knew of this program's existence. Certainly you must have had doubts when you saw Sector 1. SRX, a faithful replica of the SR-3088 ecosystem. Ideal for raising Alpha, Gamma, Zeta, and even Omega Metroids. This research even uncovered techniques for rapid growth. Imagine creating an Omega Metroid from a larval Metroid in days. But that research is finished. The X has smelled out its natural enemy, and one of the SAX is on its way here. One? Are you saying there is more than one SAX? Don't be so surprised, Samus. You know the X reproduced by asexual division. Because of the mechanism, there are now no fewer than 10 SAX aboard the station. Samus, you must go. Get out. If you stay too long, the SAX will destroy you. Stop only at the navigation room to uplink to me. I don't know how HQ is going to take this, but you need to report to them immediately. Get going. Don't worry about it, TSB. Don't worry. There's nothing. There's no Metroids here. Pay no attention. Pay no attention to what's behind the cover. Yeah, that's actually a good question. What peaceful application can exist for Metroid? The real Adam would have said the same thing about the incident, but would have softened the blow. He was relentless in his criticism, but he always cared. He was not a machine obsessed with duty. No such compassion could exist in that computer. Man, I'm sure glad they gave me this wave beam that I can't use to fight anything with. Oh, and there's a power-up over there, too, which I completely missed. Yeah, computers are pathetic and terrible, and I hate them. I don't remember which volume warning this is. I believe you. Him. I was gonna say, that's the only thing I can think of. Which one's Zektev? Yes, I know to use the charged missile. I'm just trying to get back up there right now. God damn, guys. This is really irritating. God, okay. There we go. God damn. Yes, I know they're made of worms. God. Well, I've heard the second one's pretty good, Zach Taft. And the third one's terrible, so 2 for 2 there. wouldn't mind screw attack right about now. You know, that's an extremely good question, Dakota. I don't know. Basically everyone's Octaved. God damn it, I just started charging to vacuum it in. Because, you know, I'm an idiot and forgot which game I'm playing. God damn it, you're giving me yellow freaking pirates? Really? Oh my god. Okay. Problem is, there's a trick to them in... No. Super. And that guy is, like, in the wall. And I'm dead. Oh my god, I hate this goddamn game. Alright. Listen, we just killed a Super Omega Death thing, so naturally it should drop exactly 4 goddamn health drops. 4 regular health drops. It's 40 health. For a bit of perspective, I have 1,000 health right now. Yeah, but only sometimes. Did I glitch out the game? So you saw how some of the parasites were just kind of like... and didn't turn into the yellow pirates? The ninjas? Well, yeah, of course we gotta have a second one. It's not the ninjas if you don't have 2 of them. Up the door now, please. Sort of notes down here. Okay. Yeah, if I had 1,000,000 health, this would be fine. This looks like an optional door, so hang on. Let's see what terrible thing I don't care about is in here. That does not look like an optional thing. But it gave me a red, and that's all I care about. God damn it. And dead. Sorry, Arspruce. Did I get what you put it down to? No, I didn't. What was it, Arspruce? Help me out. Oh, I need to write down Zactafs as well. Listen, I need 3 more people in chat, really quick, to tell me that the worms are made of worms. Just really quick. So that's going towards Resident Evil block. Heading it. No! Mercenaries. Playground of Destruction. And Marvel Ultimate. If I can type correctly. Alliance. Alliance 3. Thank you, Zactaft. And thank you, Arspruce. Where the hell am I? This is before the frickin' ninjas, isn't it? Although, I gotta be honest. Unless the charged attack does a substantially larger amount of damage, it feels like it would still be better to do missiles. Okay, so it sounds like we're gonna get screw attack from Ridley. Don't worry, it's not actually Ridley, it's Ridley X. Yeah, I thought I was exploring Talia's Head. I didn't realize I was going for the boss, but you know me. True, Talia's Head. What was this? Whatever. That's exactly what I want to fight. More ninjas right before fighting Ridley. And they don't give health back because this game sucks. God damn it. Is there any point to this room? Really, what is the point of this room? Here's an empty room to fight more frickin' ninjas in. Right before a boss. Interesting, it has less range than I thought it would. Of course. Of course. Whatever. Yeah, if they did tell us that, I could see that. But instead, it's like, nah, screw you. Screw y'all. Over here in the corner. Don't mind me. Now the hard part. Barely joking about that. Feel it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I can feel it. Oh my god. Now, I gotta do something very specific. Yeah, I gotta make sure that I never do that fight again. Holy crap. I hate to say it, but that fight is also gonna be a negative to gameplay. If for nothing else than for the goddamn shriek. I just realized I should be labeling these correctly. Yeah, the fight itself is actually fine. I would honestly give it a pass, if not for that shriek. That's insane. That's true, I could have just muted the game. But, as I tend to say, if the only way to make a game better is to turn off the volume, that's probably something wrong with the game. You know? Okay. How did you know, Drakaji? Is it extremely obvious? Alright. So we've killed everything. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. Yeah, how do you describe the Ridley fight? Yeah! Right, so we're gonna go this way now. I remember where I was. The more I play this game, the more I legitimately think that this game just didn't have the level of testing and polish that Zero Mission did. And honestly, several Metroids did. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Those just know. Okay, here's another dumb room. Oh, 100%. Now, what's really funny, Prime 1 also had... it wasn't doing anything, Trihexia. The other funny thing was that Prime itself was also rushed in order to meet the release of Fusion. Okay, now turn into the pirates? Okay, no, oh, we're just doing the whole thing, aren't we? Okay, okay, go on. No, 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 turn into the thing. No! I don't like this room. If this isn't for an E-tank... I think I mentioned that Samus Returns was originally going to be a Fusion remake. There we go. Okay. It's a power bomb! The most useless goddamn thing. I would literally rather have more missiles, and that's also useless at this point. Ah, that could be Rex. Although Mercury's team certainly has had some issues. Alright. Right. I know where I'm going. Up here. I would too, Europe, but then again, that's what Prime 4 is. Also known as Name Not Finalized. For those of you who saw that. I love how we're effectively in the end game and enemies are dropping 10 health. Regularly. Like, what in God's name? What's up? Yeah, speaking of someone who really likes a proper remake, I'd probably rather have a new game, you know? Given a choice. What's left? Yeah, I'm flying here. I'm flying here. Some health as I go up here. Oh, it was all worth it. It was all worth it. Another Metroid carcass. I'm scared to do the second to last boss fight with this much health, by the way. And oh god. I'll have a story to tell when we get there. Although I think I've already told it, but whatever, screw you. Death to stories. Oh goody, a room with nothing in it. And a power bomb! Yes! Worth it! What you got for me, Adam? Samus, we're done here. Leave the rest of the Federation. We should be preparing to evacuate the station. Are you joking? Do they know how dangerous the X are? How quickly they reproduce? The Federation has taken an interest in the X and SAX. They believe this life form has endless potential applications. Name one. That doesn't involve genociding a planet, obviously. This is ridiculous. The X are heartless abominations. What potential could they have? It is not necessary that you understand such matters. The Federation is coming now. You should just leave quietly. I'm telling you, and I hate to keep hammering this point in, but I think when Sakamoto was writing Fusion, he really was a little bit too inspired by aliens. You know what I mean, right? We talk about this all the time because this usually happens to Tolkien. People will copy stuff he did without understanding why he did it. And so it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, but the idea that the Federation are totally cool with this nonsense is something I honestly have trouble believing. We've just seen too many decent people in the Federation across too many games. Really, the only exceptions are in Other M and in Fusion, the two ones Sakamoto pushed for the most. Huh. Now don't mistake me. I'm fine with the idea of a rogue faction within the Federation or whatever. But that's not how this is portrayed, you know? That's the level of headcanon. Now, we might actually see if they do something with this in the future, but at the moment, it's just like, yeah, no, they're evil, and it's like, what? Yeah, one admiral being sufficiently stupid as to think he could actually control the X, okay, I can kind of believe that. And if they, yeah, no kidding, Spartan. And if they did something to support that, like say maybe, given the events that are about to happen, maybe Adam actually has backing from the rest of the Federation Council, who are like, hold up. Hold up. The Federation is backing you on this one. Shut this place down before the rogue leader gets a hold of it. Thumbs up. I'm with that concept, but that's not what they do. Instead, it's just vague and, again, Wayland-Yutani, right? They're just vaguing it up. That yeah, make it General Evil from Other M. Remember that guy? The guy was no name. Rant off. This is madness. They won't stand a chance here. This station will devour them. What could be worth the risk? Capturing the SAX, of course. Are you serious? Do they really think they can succeed? It'll certainly be difficult. They don't expect your help. They knew you would try to destroy the SAX. That's why they stopped you sending you support data. The plasma beam modification was ready some time ago, but they withheld it to keep you from engaging the SAX. Yet somehow you restored that function on your own. They also tried to withhold the diffusion missile upgrade because they didn't want you to grow too powerful, but they had already sent it and you tracked it down. Bravo, Samus. You get my point here? You see how it's just it's all vaguing it up. They are evil. They are the bad guys. And I hate to keep pointing this out, but the Federation have been portrayed almost universally positively in pretty much every other Metroid game that isn't Other M or Fusion. Prime 3 is actually a perfect example of this. We work with the Federation, like lockstep with them, and they're helping coordinate our attacks against the Phazon and the Space Pirates, right? Never mind the obvious fact that multiple games regularly bring up the fact that Samus has been working with the Federation for over a decade at this point. Yeah, exactly, Dean Biddy. It just kind of comes out of nowhere of being, oh yeah, by the way, they're evil, and it's like, wait, what? Since when? This is why I keep pushing that rogue agent idea, because a rogue agent, believable. But that's not what they portray, is it? I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, in Other M, the majority of the Federation personnel that were showcased are all portrayed as villainous. The only exceptions are Adam and Anthony. Sorry, I'm probably not going to ding this for it. But you get my point. This is just kind of... Rant off. They must cancel this mission. Open a channel to HQ. I won't let this happen. They're already on their way. Fools. As soon as the Federation ships land, the X will overwhelm them and absorb the knowledge and power of their occupants. The X are just waiting for the hunt to begin, and then they'll spread across the universe. Galactic civilization will end. The X hunger for form, knowledge, and power. They mimic these perfectly, but they cannot copy the soul. They're single-minded, instinctively seeking to increase in number. They're a plague, and the Federation underestimates their threat. Fair enough, Blade 12. The X must not leave here. I must destroy them all before the Federation arrives. This station has a self-destruct mechanism. They actually did mention that earlier. I must use it to destroy the X here and on the planet. I must send them to the Oblivion. Them, the station, myself if I have to. Adam. Open the doors, Adam. You know what? Actually, I think I do agree. I think, for once, I think you've talked me into a negative. I think this is too disharmonious with the rest of the series. External continuity negative. Oh, God. That's... We'll see, Ross. We'll see. It's funny you say that, Logue. Because the answer to that would be yes. But I had another thought, because I want to explain my point slightly better. HQ had power-ups and resources that they could have given us, but they didn't because they wanted to limit us because they wanted to reclaim the X-Parasite. So the HQ in general is on board with this. And you see why that already frames that in the wrong light. Now, HQ could mean rogue faction, but that's not what those words mean. That's not the implication. That's not the intonation. That's just the leaders of the Federation is what is being implied and stated there, or at the very least, the leaders of the Federation military. It's entirely possible that Sakamoto has no idea how organizations or governments work, because that's really common amongst writers, that they don't actually do their research in figuring out how things work that they're writing for, right? So, the idea here being that they could have framed this differently. They could have phrased this differently. Maybe as Adam is talking, he admits that Admiral Evil, we'll call him Admiral Huthor. Admiral Huthor had come down and taken direct control of the situation from the intelligence division. Just add that little side thing right there over to the side. Everybody hates intelligence people, right? That's code word for evil. So Admiral Huthor from the intelligence division has taken direct control of the division. And just mention that earlier, right? Just kind of has that seeded earlier in the game. And then move forward. It probably not used much. So the admiral from an admiral from intelligence has taken direct control of this mission and will now be the direct pipeline between me and the rest of HQ. There you go. Boom. I could polish that more because dialogue takes polishing, but you get the idea. Seed that really early on in the story. Then after a certain point, upgrades stop coming and we have to start getting our own stuff and blah, blah, blah. And at this point, rather than saying HQ, instead Adam flat out says, yeah, so the Admiral, and then have him name drop it. Admiral Huthor, like actually name drop it here to kind of indicate where this is going. Admiral Huthor has been shutting down this whole operation and is now personally en route, right? Admiral Huthor and his retinue are personally en route to the station. And that's the group that's coming here. And that's the threat. It's still the exact same threat if you think about it. All the X-Parasite needs is a spaceship and the knowledge and people to consume in order to be able to use that spaceship. So, there you go. Threat is still the same. Huthor would have gotten away with it, if not for us. And now we've kind of made it so that it's a rogue faction or rogue individual, as opposed to the Galactic Federation, which are just kind of painted with the same brush. And all that takes is just a couple of very small edits. You don't even have to change the game at all. All you'd have to do is adjust maybe 3 lines of dialogue, and boom. But I digress. Alright, so, Adam, open the door. Open the hatch. I have been ordered to confine you until the ships arrive. Don't let them do this. Can't you see what will happen, Adam? Adam? Who is Adam? A friend of mine. And what would this friend advise you to do now? He would know that the only way to end this is to start the self-destruct cycle. He'd know how important it is. Did this Adam care for you? Would he sit in a safe command room and order you to die? He would understand that some must live and some must die. He knew what it meant. He made that sacrifice once. God, that was a dumb scene. So he chose life for you, our fair warrior, Samus Aran. Your Adam gave his life so you might keep yours. For the sake of the universe. How foolish. How dare you? How could you hope to understand, machine? You know that detonating the station in high orbit would not guarantee the complete extinction of the X-parasites. Even though the station would be utterly destroyed, you would only succeed in removing the one obstacle to the galaxy's ruin, yourself. You would ignore this simple fact and choose death. When Adam decided who would live, he chose incorrectly. If you were to alter the station's orbit, then you might be able to include the planet in the vaporization field of the self-destruct detonation. You would have to start the propulsion sequence now, before the Federation arrives. Again, the whole Federation. Samus, this is your last mission. Go to the operations room and adjust the station's path to intercept SR-388. Then return to your ship and escape. Move quickly, stay alive. That's an order. Any objections, lady? Now, for all my complaints about the narrative, I like that scene. That's legit. It's even a great payoff to something they just kind of seeded earlier. And to be perfectly blunt, what I love most about it is exactly what Talia just mentioned. The idea that Adam, the commander, was thinking long-term. He was thinking of the zoomed-out picture. You want to take out the X-parasites? Sure. But we gotta do it proper-like, yo. Unfortunately, this means I got a couple of bosses coming up that are gonna beat my ass. So, let's hope and pray. I do, Loke. I think that's what they're gonna do. I do think it's really, really common in fiction to just sort of paint an entire organization with the same brush because it's easier that way. And especially to paint anything military and governmental as evil. Now, there's real-life precedents for that, but it's usually done pretty badly in fiction. Oh yeah, where's that E-tank, Rex? Because Lord knows I could use another E-tank right now. First boss room. Alright, I know where that was. Yeah, we're functionally in the outro, although we have at least 2 bosses left that I know of. You know, that's actually a good way to put that, Dean Bedine. Because the government being evil doesn't bother me. Not really. Bad writing, that's what bothers me. That's just the Ridley thing. Where... Yeah, unfortunately, we only have one game after this narratively, and that's Dread. Wait, what? Okay, way over there. Right? This one in the corner? Which I guess you can't really see what I'm pointing towards. What's interesting is this part isn't timed, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure this is the freedom point. This is when you're supposed to go 100% everything. Except you can't. Of course, it's a worthless. You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even care. Let's grab a save in case we accidentally start fighting the second to last boss. By the way, hi, Suju. Sorry I didn't say hi earlier. Okay, so here was Arachnus. It actually won't let me go up. That's interesting. There have been a couple, but they've all been in the central area. Look. No blood, of course, because this is after the ESRB. We all know blood is icky. We can't have any blood. Okay. Yeah, super bombs continue to do absolutely nothing. At this point, I might even just give up on this. This is ridiculous. Yeah, anyways. So, boss time. No? No boss? It's fine, Rex. It's whatever. Game. Game, I know she's here. Game. Game! All the doors are shut, game. Come on. There it is. So, boss battle! So I told you I'd tell you a story. A friend of mine played this game before me, and he knew I liked Metroid games, but he wanted to finish it first before he let me borrow it. Because I didn't actually... Oh my god, that does so much damage. So, he got to this point and was having trouble beating this boss. So, he handed me the game and said, "Can you please beat this boss for me?" Now, I'd never played Fusion before. So the very, very first time ever that I actually played this game was to fight the SAX. And I'm not going to be like, oh man, I totally aced her first try. No. No, this took a minute. There are a couple of things I've done first try in my life. This is super not one of them. There we go. And dead. This is our life, by the way. We're going to be here in a minute. I'm not going to do the cut off the guessing game until I've beaten this boss battle, because there's another boss battle after this. Although, if you want to get your guesses in, this is a really good time to do that. I don't think the score is going to move that much. Well, if we do save states, then we're probably cheating. Which, you know, I'm tempted, but then again, we do have the rest of the day to do this one fight, so... I'm not particularly worried about the actual last boss, not really. And dead. Yeah, the very last boss is something I've died on. Yeah, she hits really, really, really hard. Keep in mind, I think we have about half the health we can have in this game. Something like that. Let me double check that. Yep, we have half of the health. Less than half, I believe, actually, of the health you can have at this point in time. I mean, yeah, I agree, Dean Vidian. I'm just pointing out the fact that we do not have that many E-takes in this game, comparatively speaking. Like, remember, we were missing, I think, one E-tank in Samus Returns. Here we're missing 11. So the first time I actually beat her, I got to this. Didn't know these existed. Remember, this was my first time even playing. God damn it! And that happened. because I didn't know that even existed. So I wasn't ready for it. I was like, oh, thank God, and I kind of relaxed. And then that thing popped out and just freaking killed me. I knew that was going to happen, too. I knew that was going to happen. Ugh. Score's going to go down a little bit. I'm just going to be honest with you. It hasn't deemed, but it probably should, because that is not the first or second time that's happened. Anyways, what's the trick to this boss? Out of curiosity. Wow, that's a hell of a trick. Did you stop that, you twit? And we're dead. The scammer's already won, Lord Firestorm. Life is meaningless. The evil has won. We should all kill ourselves. Suicide! There we go. I already don't like that idea, so we're going to stop using that immediately. That was actually 400 damage. Or not 400, 200, sorry, 200. I didn't even see what happened. I literally didn't see what happened there. I tried to jump up and, like, bumped into nothing? Collision with what? There's nothing here. Seriously, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. Whatever. This is really dumb. One thing I can say, at least this boss doesn't have too much health. It's way too hard. But it doesn't have too much health, so that's something. And its second phase is pathetic, which is kind of weird, actually. Its third phase is literally harder than its second phase. Which is just bizarre, I guess, but whatever, here we are. You twit. What are you doing? And dead. I have beaten you twice! God damn it. Hi, Deoxys. This is why I wasn't looking forward to this, by the way. Right here. Yeah, hers is the super style, and I agree with you, Rex. Yeah, and my hand's starting to hurt, Dean Bean. That might have been it, Drakaji, but I didn't deliberately let go of my button, so I might have literally just slipped on that. Part of the problem, too, and this is one of the reasons I'm so in favor of checkpoints, at least for me, and, you know, when it comes to game design, if I have successfully beaten a phase of a boss, I don't really want to refight that phase. I've done it. I did it. I beat the boss. Dying to a phase 2 or phase 3 could suck, and obviously there's ways in which this can work and not be a negative. But this is why I like having mid-mission checkpoints. So I don't have to fight phase 1 over and over and over. I've done this more than once. In the last 20 minutes, I've done this more than once. I'm tired of it already. I don't particularly find enjoyment in fighting the same boss over and over. In fact, I have a baked-in negative for that kind of concept, for games that have boss refights. Well, I'm sure you have Pillars of Stone. I've heard people complain about all kinds of things, like having health and not having slavery. So, you know, I'm just saying, nothing surprises me at this point. I've lost it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just care so little to try. I'm going to pause, take a moment, give a negative. Only one. $150. Oh my god. I like having checkpoints being a frickin' toggle. Not connected to difficulty. I don't like being punished with lower difficulty because I want checkpoints, right? Mega Man 11. Mega Man 11 The higher difficulties are kind of bullcrap, but enjoyable, except for the fact that they also get rid of the checkpoints. I want the checkpoints of easy with the difficulty of hard, but screw me, so instead I play on easy. Agreed. Difficulty should be toggles. It shouldn't be chunk, 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 and you just go between easy, normal, hard. It should be, okay, I want this thing, and this thing, and this thing. And for God's sakes, when did System Shock 1 come out? Because that's the earliest game I can think of that actually had that kind of modular difficulty, and that's an old game. Hmm. $1994. Oh, wow. Yeah, so in 1994, we figured out how to do modular difficulty. No excuse. No excuse. I have played Double Dragon 3. Never beat it. Never beat it back in the day. Hey, Shiny Zaga. Yeah, Frostpunk's another good one. Dishonored 2 has good modular difficulty. The Pathfinder games, Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous, have some good modular difficulty. I love that. I love being able to crank this, and this up. But, you know, I'll keep this down and this down for quality of life purposes or saving my time. Because you know me, I like difficulty. What I don't like is having my time wasted. So for me, personally, I like things like checkpoints and reducing the health of enemies, but cranking up their actual difficulty, their AI, their damage, how smart they are, how they'll react, stuff like that, right? That's the kind of thing that I crave. That's true as to mean, because it would load a world state. But, point remaining, that existed in 1994. Damn it, Mega Man, how dare you. I mean, yeah, System Shock 1 was hugely inspirational for a lot of games. It's one of those games that's not really all that good, and didn't make a big splash for players, but made a huge splash for developers. Lots of developers played System Shock 2 and were like, oh my god, and just whoosh. A lot of franchises baked out of that. Listen, Talia, shh, it's okay. It's okay. Shh. Okay. She's dead. Moving on. I mean, it kind of is, Talia. Very survivally, too. Okay. Let's grab a safety save here for no reason. Yeah, let's do it here after the animation's finished. Oh, and whoever asked, no, my low health is not on purpose. I just haven't found any other E-tanks. That's all there is to that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Talia. that doesn't mean anything and it's worthless drivel, but speaking as the frequently unemployed in my life, it does suck, and I'm sorry that you have to deal with it. Could you stop hugging me for 5 seconds, SAX? 5 seconds, that's all I'm asking. 5 seconds. 6 feet, maybe? I don't know. I know games like these love contact damage, and no, it will never be acceptable. God! This is so stupid. I'm so sick of fighting this thing. And beating it, and then dying to phase 3. Yeah, screw attack doing contact damage makes sense, but as we've already pointed out, that's not the only thing doing contact damage. It just does contact damage because these games are in love with contact damage. Well, like, we were talking about this earlier, there's a boss in Mega Man 5 called Charge Man. He's based on a train, and his primary attack is to charge you and hit you like a train. That's fine. That makes perfect sense. That's contact damage. Cool. Okay, I'm actually with that. This stage is also very cool, but that's unrelated. But, like, this was happening during the Samus Returns run, where I'd accidentally graze the tail of a Zeta Metroid and take, like, 100 damage. And I remember just thinking, what exactly is damaging me here? Oh no! My toe! My toe touched the cooties! You know? I don't even understand that. Come. Like, what does being competitive have anything to do with your worth as a person? That's nonsense. Yeah, my toe touched his helmet! Ah! Yeah, could you imagine? You're at the grocery store, right? It's kind of shuffling down the aisle, and you accidentally tunk the other person's cart, and both shopping carts just go into the aisles, just like that. The aisles actually dent from the damage you do, smashing into them. I don't know, I've raided Molten Core back in the day, Spartan. Are we done here? Now the irritating part. Did you not do what you're doing, you piece of crap? Oh my god, I hate this game so much! Come here! No. Damn it. Asshole. Alright. You're gonna let me refill, right? Before the final boss? Right? Game, right? Is the other door open? Hang on, because I am not... Okay, the other door is open. I am not saving after that nonsense. Oh, damn. Why even let me go back down the elevator? Why even let me go back down the elevator? There's a health thing right there. You piece of crap game.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination, planet SR-388.
Funny thing, the Chozo wanted to destroy the planet, so now we get to too.
Planet SR.
Yeah, by the way, there's still a final boss after the end of all of this. We still have jack all for health. Just point that out. Hang on. Can we get to the refill spot? Is it going to let me? It might. It probably won't let us save. But at least we can fight the final boss with full health. Hold on. I'm gonna cut close down the guessing game. Because, you know, duh. I have hardly anybody guessing lately. I guess nobody cares about the Metroid block. That's okay. Okay, back into it. Wait, can we save? Is it gonna let me save? Nope, yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, where are we going? Yeah, saves are for squares. So that means if we die here, we have to redo the SAX fight again. So that's cool. I actually already did save state, because that's just stupid. Oh my god. Wow, there's something sure causing a ruckus. Oh god, where's my ship?
2 minutes to destination.
Not nearly as good, Shinizaga. Come on, spawn. I don't have all day. Game, I don't have all day. Yes, I appreciate that there's an Omega thing. Can we go? Oh my god, this game sucks. So anyways, this is supposed to be an Omega Metroid. Still hits like a truck. Get up! Get up! But we're still dead. No! But it's okay. After saving the aliens, or saving the animals, excuse me. The animals save us. Time. No, Hira. God, our outfit looks weird. That perfect military mind, the wisdom of Adam Malkovich continued to serve even after death. Until today, I had no idea the minds of leaders and scientists were frequently uploaded to computers. Yeah, that sounds kind of horrible, actually. My incredible reunion with Adam may have saved the universe. But how will the beings of the universe view our resolve? I doubt they will understand what we did, the danger we barely averted. They will hold tribunals and investigations. They will hold us responsible. Adam understood this, and he spoke to me in my anger. Do not worry. One of them will understand. One of them must. I've reflected upon his words, and I see the wisdom in them. We are all bound by our experiences. They are the limits of our consciousness. But in the end... Sorry, I should be doing this in other amber. In the end, the human soul will ever reach for the truth. This is what Adam taught me. Just one detail still bothers me. This ship can only be started manually. Yet before I faced the Omega Metroid, the ship moved on its own, guided by someone's hands. Is it possible? Adam? Lady, what's troubling you? You wonder how I started the ship? Just think about it. They lent me a hand. They lent me a hand. Sorry, yeah, spoilers, I said this earlier, but yeah, the animals helped us. Woo! That was a good game until it hit the sunshine point, and goddamn, it really did hit the sunshine point, didn't it? Like, at a certain point, it was just like, huh! Given how rushed this game's production was, it wouldn't surprise me if they just ran out of testing. And we're like, here. I mean, that's what normally happens. You know, I don't actually know, Little Billy. Considering Fusion's such a beloved game, it wouldn't surprise me if it got ported around. Oh my god, that gameplay score. That's so indicative, though, isn't it? Alright, that's... Okay. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Let's do some boring paperworky stuff, shall we? Oh, of course it's gonna score well. There's enough good here to ensure that. God, that outfit looks so ugly to me. I'm sorry. No offense to anybody who likes that outfit. Wait, I take it back. Anybody who likes this outfit is literally Hitler. There we go, there we go. Is that better? Schadenfreude? God, I don't know how to pronounce that. 4 hours, god damn. Collection rate, 47%. That's actually higher than I thought it would be. Granted, I was trying to get items, but then again, every now and again I'd see an item and just be like, yeah, that's just a missile. And, you know, completely ignore it. Hang on. This is our built... This is our pseudo built-in, skippable cutscenes here. So what's the point? Oh, it shows what I've collected in an area now. Now that I've beaten the game, I gain access to that. Cool. Okay, so we're just gonna... Is that per area or is that total? Because that looks like total. That's 20 E-tanks total. If that's not per area, that's not actually great. Hold on a second. Does it change when we change zones? That's the real question. Because if that's total, that's not cool. Like, that's... You're missing one item. Where? Huh? Somewhere in the game. Okay. And yeah, before you jump down my throat, that is absolutely one thing that Super completely fails at. 100%ing Super kind of sucks, because the only way to do it is to have a map and to keep track. That's how we did it the last time we did it. That's true, Yura. All people must suffer and die. Or, I mean... No, that's exactly what I mean. Death to Yura. Death to the living. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Really? Oh, whatever, I give up. I'll take your word on it. No additional pot. Go away, get off my screen. Alright. Let's see. Just for you, Yura. Just for you. No! Thank you, Vandalia, very, very much. I'll jot that down for Warcraft and FF. I would say no, automatically, Vandalia. While there's certain racial ties to some of the legendary weapons, I don't think those ties matter anymore, especially not as of the time of Legion. So I'm going to go with a firm no. I think they should just go to whoever they go to, regardless. Okay. What was I typing? This, right. Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remastered Cave. This is Mega Man X6, final stage. Or maybe I should ask you to guess it. Well, I haven't played the Pixel Remaster, as to mean, but if you mean in the terms of the music, I almost universally prefer the original. Almost Almost. There's some specific songs that sound a lot better on the Pixel Remaster, like the one we've just listened to, or the Overworld, or the Four Fiends fight. And the Red Wings, yeah. You know, I have no idea. Anybody out there who speedruns, what's your main reason for choosing a specific game to speedrun? Ignore the screams of the damned in the background. Ignore that, ignore that. It's all fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, just don't mind that. Yes, Sierra Mike is one of my viewers, although I haven't seen him in quite a while. Hopefully he is doing as well as he can be. By the way, to answer you, for me, routing is a big deal for me. Any game that I can route is immediately more interesting to me than any other game. When it comes to speedrunning, at least. It's actually one of the reasons I like speedrunning several RPGs, as weird as that may sound. To use a really, really basic, simple concept, if you decide to go derail for several minutes to go pick up something, can you make up those minutes? Like, is that a net gain in time because you spent all that time getting something that will help you for the next 20 minutes or something like that, you know? Things like that are interesting to me. When I was actually doing speedruns of FF6, there was a specific side thing I would do in Thamasa in order to pick up some rods so that, like, an hour and a half later, I could use those rods on the tentacle boss in Figaro. Stuff like that. I love that. That's not quite sequence breaking, no. That's just planning. It's just planning all that out. Like I said, it's routing. That's true, Esdamine. Sequence breaking can lead to routing. Super Metroid. I speedrun Super Metroid without getting the grapple beam. So... I mean, too many people have this impression, belief, I don't know what to call it, that you have to be super ultra amazo great in order to call yourself a speedrunner, because there are some speedrunners who are absolutely stupidly good at their craft. No, that's elitist nonsense. There are plenty of people who can be counted as speedrunners who are nowhere near at that level, and that's fine. Including me, while we're on the subject. Oh yeah, sorry. Very good, Blue Flesh. Yes, this is the final boss theme from Paper Mario 2. Well, I don't really speedrun on camera all that often anymore. Unless it's during Polemic Week, or Polemic Day, excuse me. Which I usually do speedruns of Super Metroid to help keep my mind active while I'm answering the cavalcade of Q&A. Plus 20 to story. Pretty solid, actually. Yeah, whole week of polemic. I'll tell you some really controversial opinions. I legitimately think Empire Strikes Back is in consideration for one of the best films ever made. I mean, one of the most controversial takes I have is that Rick Berman is pretty much the reason why we have good Trek. Almost singularly. Also, Roddenberry is a piece of trash, but that's neither here nor there. Ironically, I have since thrown away that pillow, Spartan. Not on purpose. Just coincidence. Yep, Roddenberry's still rattling that gate in Nightmare. Occasionally I'll go rip some blood out of him. You know how it is. Every now and then, you just need a little more blood, right? Uh-oh. Alright, Ross. I'm ready. Strike me down. Oh, whoops. That should be a double. I think I told you Trek 2 held up very, very well when I did the recent lore run. What I may not have told you is that Trek 6 held up even better and actually crawled ahead of 2 in my book, which I was not expecting. Trek 2 is very deliberately paced. And yeah, if you're not into that, you're not into that. That's all there is to it. Trek 4 also went up in my overall estimation, which is funny, because, God, that premise is just so stupid. But the overall film is really good. Go figure. So I'm just going to talk some of these out loud, because someone asked me if I could do that. I know I type up all my notes so you can see it after the fact, but some people like watching these at the end, and I thought maybe it might be a thing to help people not be as bored during these sequences, so I decided to give 2 positives for backtracking. Because of the fact that they actually bothered to change up things during the backtracking, both on you, and the terrain, and the enemy types. That's good backtracking. That's awesome. Controls are tight, good, generally awesome. They know what to put where. The hotkey missile thing has always been my preference, so I absolutely love that. Core combat is good. Pretty much the exact same thing as in Zero Mission. Enemy variety is quite good in this one. Lots of different enemy types, and lots of different enemies that require different strategies and ways to deal with them. I've seen better in terms of guidance, especially when it comes to this series, but there is still guidance, and there is still some good design in terms of that. HUD, we already talked about this earlier. HUD is good. HUD is solid, very at a glance, which is exactly what a HUD should be. Info in-game. Actually, yes, in 2 respects. Not only the opening demo, but the little item details telling you how they work and function. The intro is actually pretty solid. Sector 1 is tight. It's very tightly paced, it's very fast-paced, and it gets exactly what you need to do very quickly and very efficiently. I'm going to turn this down slightly. There we go. Where was I? Metroid, Fusion, Info in Game, Intro, there we go, boom. After intro, we had itemization. Now, this is not for the drops, but actually rather for the items, the upgrades that you get. Good pacing, good presentation. Good general itemization, keeping the tempo up. You want to feel like you're getting better at a decent enough pace. No big gaps and no too much density. So very good on that. Good kit. This is kind of a generic positive for a Metroid game at this point, to be completely honest with you. But the kit is good, and it deserves that double positive, absolutely. What else we got? I'm debating something. Debating. No, I think I'm good with that. Alright, level design. Only 3 level positives. That's kind of low for the series. But that's still good. We'll get that positive. 2 positives for map. Map is good. Good map. It's pretty much the Super Metroid map, and the Super Metroid map is good. I've seen better, because I played Metroid Dread. Minimap is also good for pretty much the exact same reason, and now we're fighting Pokemon battles. Music. I didn't talk about the music too much, because honestly, I'm not a big fan of the sound font. But I did give it pretty much the exact same music positive I gave Zero Mission for pretty much the exact same reason. There is some good music, and it definitely helps add to the gameplay, the enjoyment. Pacing. Surprisingly good pacing overall. I have seen better, as I've talked about before. But still, nevertheless, a good patterning between... patterning? Difference? I don't know what to call it. It does this. You know, you explore, and then you fight, and there's a boss. And then you explore, and you fight, and there's a boss, right? Cool. Awesome. Save placement. Actually, really good save placement. For all the irritations I had with run-back issues, there are save points all over the place, and that's good. Yeah, rhythm. That's a much better word. Terrain design. This one I actually wasn't sure of at first, but terrain design is something that's really critical to these kind of games, and ironically, a lot of these games don't get it. Terrain design is kind of a catch-all, you know, net throw positive for when a game bothers to actually think about where the individual screen-by-screen placement of terrain should be in order to inform movement, in order to help combat, in order to keep the flow of pacing going, keep the flow of progression going, help you with enemies, help you with figuring out where to go. Terrain design. Good stuff. Good stuff. Again, pretty much the same thing that Zero Mission got for the same reason. You remember, Zero Mission actually did a lot with the original Metroid's map with terrain design. I showed that off in the Zero Mission thing. And then we have Viscerality. All I need to say to that is the ice missiles. That was awesome. Moving on. Visual distinction. This is a GBA game. If a GBA game does not get visual distinction, something is wrong. And in fact, I just noticed I actually meant to give this 3 positives, not 2. This is why we do this audit. So we're going to go ahead and up that to a triple positive. Okay, I think they gave us the charge beam to kind of compensate for the fact that the missiles shifted down to more of a utility thing, if I were to guess on the matter. Now, those are all good and awesome and good. And if you like this game, please stop watching this stream and review right now. So now we got to talk about negatives. So 9 negatives to boss design total. That's for Notori, Nightmare, Ridley, the SAX, Yakuza, and that's actually it. But that's 9 negatives across all of those. And by God, do I stand by that. Negative to controls for space jump. Actually, no. I decided to get rid of that one because it's different, but it's not working incorrectly. So we're actually going to nuke that negative. The difficulty, so this is the overtuning problem. We already talked about this extensively. Stuff hits so hard. Stuff just hits so hard. And that can work if you bake the rest of the game around it, and they didn't, so double negative. Gotcha! This is a weird one, because they completely nailed this in Zero Mission. But the gotcha in this case is when you're going up and when you're going down, it's really, really easy to get hit by an enemy or an attack from off-screen. That's gotcha. Whoop, gotcha! Right? Nothing you can do about it. Yeah, they even nailed that in Metroid 2, so I'm really stranged out that they screwed that up here. Guidance. Yeah, so there's some pretty bad moments where you have to progress through an area, and good luck figuring out how to go. I counted as I was going. I ran into 6 separate instances where I needed your guys' help or a map to figure out what to do next, so that sucks. Itemization. I actually already talked about this one too. The item drops, the health drops. For the love of God. These needed, we talked about this earlier, they needed to either drop way more or they need to start dropping red things far more regularly, right? The fact that you get so little health back so regularly just absolutely kills the pacing of the game. Mid-mission checkpoints, or total lack thereof. Most egregiously on the SAX fight, but that is true through the whole game. MSQ. This is a weird one. So MSQ stands for Main Story Quest. When it comes to a gameplay, positive or negative, it's a kind of a zoomed-out aggregate for an entire sequence. And in this case, it's the sequence from the Yakuza up until you get to their save station. And that sequence sucked. You remember that sequence, right? No functional heal area. And immediately before an SAX encounter. And, oh my god, that was awful. So yeah, triple negative for that. Outro. Not as bad as I thought it would be, but still bad enough to deserve a negative. So we're just going to go ahead and give a negative for that. Move on. Padding. The boss runbacks. That's for running back to on bosses, of which there are several. Once again, the SX being a standout. And of course, finally, walkthroughitis. This is mostly for optional items. This might be one of the worst. In fact, just at the glance here, this is the second worst walkthroughitis Metroid I've seen with regards to grabbing stuff, as well as progressing. Only surpassed, of course, by Metroid 1. Okay. I believe that's everything. We're going to go ahead and do just a glance to make sure I didn't miss everything here. So enjoy the music for a second while I concentrate. Also, dude sucks! No, I'm joking. I decided not to give the unskippable cutscene negative. It only really matters at the beginning, and I'm not going to ding it for just an intro, you know? The unskippable cutscene negative is kind of about intent. You're fine, as to me. And, there are several dialogue sections in this, but not enough to really qualify, you know what I mean? It would be like giving... Can't even come up with an example. I'm having trouble coming up with an example. There are several games that have cutscenes that are not skippable, but they're like this, you know? FF1, that's unskippable cutscenes. Although even that one we might debate when we get there. And yeah, you can also get through them really quickly. It actually has the speed up text button in this one. Yep, you know what? Pokemon Gen 1, better example. Alright, Spartan. No, let's see. No bugs, no build, no camera to speak of, no cheats, no choices, no co-op. We already talked about that. None of this applies. A lot of stuff doesn't apply to a game like this. I'm just kind of zipping through here. No negative graphics. No grind to speak of. That's nice. We've only given one Metroid grind negative. And by negative, I mean negatives, because we give it 3. God, Metroid 1. So easy to fix. Let's see. I'm not going to ding it for the hyperfail moment. It wasn't that bad. It probably should have been a Hyper B moment. It totally wasn't. The interface is fine. It's fine. I do love reading about stagnation. Hang on, let me open up the news. No, late game. It's fine. Level design. Yeah, level design is fine. We got that. Map design is good. Minimap is good. We're up to the M's. MSQ, mod support, music. Mid-game plus, options, outro, overworld. Isn't really... I actually gave an outro negative, Dakota. There isn't really an overworld in this one. Weirdly enough for a Metroid. Like, there's kind of the hub world, but that's it. Otherwise, it's just zone. So, we're going to call that a wash. No real overworld to speak of. I know what you're thinking. How does a Metroid game have an overworld? I actually talked about this during the Soten review, but also several of the Metroids. The overworld is designed differently. when it comes to a game like this, because the overworld is about being the connective tissue between the dungeons, which are usually designed differently. Usually dungeons have more density when it comes to puzzles, platforming, enemies, and bosses. Whereas the overworld is more about being interesting about things like traversal, routing, figuring out where to go, stuff like that. For example, Super Metroid has a really, really good overworld. To use a specific example, Ocarina of Time actually has a pretty decent overworld. So does Link to the Past, for that matter. But you get the idea, right? But not really an overworld to speak of in this one, just the zones. So, moving on. Penalty for failure is fine. Power Christian is fine. No Problem 2, no Princess Peach sections. Replayability. As I fight. This is our second Pokemon song in like 10 minutes. While y'all chew on that, I'm going to move forward a little bit. No respec to speak of. No secondary design. No songs. No sound. Yeah, this is a weird one for me. Yeah, Gen 7. It's Sword and Shield. Lord Airma. Sword and Shield. Some bangers in Sword and Shield, but I love that game. Design, traversal is fine. Tutorialization, unjump skipping, unskippables, viscerality, visual continuity. Ooh, actually, you know what? I did get. Okay, I gave this positives. Okay, cool. Special jumps. Yeah, but that I think I will go ahead and give it the first replayability positive. The easy one, so to speak. The one that a lot of games get. The second and the third ones, those are a lot harder to get. Super! Anyways, so that is everything, which leaves us with a net gameplay score of +6. Please don't kill me. You're gonna kill me anyways, aren't you? Let's see how that lines up, shall we? Don't kill me now, please. I'm sorry. I'll read it better. Wow. Yeah, so that's true. I should have packed more E-tanks. As I die, remember that Mass Effect 2 is the best Mass Effect game. Ugh. Okay. Oh, I'm ready, Mr. Ed. I'm ready. I love bad news. I live on bad news. How can we survive without bad news? I don't own it anymore, Mr. Red. I threw it away. Yeah, so that copy is $80 for me, Mr. Red. Listen, Sean, all I'm saying is... I got nothing. Hang on. Why is the only copy available the Japanese import? Oh, sorry, they do actually have the American version. It's $90. Alright, here's what I'm going to do, Mr. Red. You're going to justify it. You're going to give me a good reason for me to review a trash game. Because there are good reasons to review trash. So what's your good reason for making me review that piece of garbage? Metroid Fusion. Plus 20 to story. That's pretty freaking good, actually. That's well up there. And is actually a better story density than Samus Returns, with a 2.47 per hour and an 83% ratio. Pretty solid. The gameplay is plus 6. That's less good. That's 0.74 pluses per hour. And that's a 55% ratio. So that's not super great. For a bit of perspective here. Hang on. So Metroid 1 got... let's do this in reverse, actually. So at the moment, the king is Samus Returns with 194. And then we have AM2R with 192, and then Zero Mission with 188. They're all, like, right there, too. They're in spitting distance of each other. So those three games are all very, very close to each other. At the bottom end, we have Metroid 1 with negative 124. And then we have Metroid 2 with 10. So, net positive, but kind of pretty much right in the middle of the two bundles. Can I get a drum roll, please? Metroid Fusion gets a grand total of... I'm gonna get so much flack for this. I should just... I turned off the thing. Oh. Okay, so you'll notice I forgot Other M. That's not on purpose. It's because I usually use the genre sheet. Other M is not a Metroidvania, so it's not on the Metroidvania list. Other M got negative 240. Anyways. It's not a Metroidvania. I don't care. I don't care. 61.28. That's pretty much smack dab, dead in the middle average. Averagely good, I should say, but still average. And having replayed the game, I actually stand by that pretty firmly. I think that with a little bit more polish and a few touch-ups, that would work really well. And I think this would be right up there with the other ones, like Zero Mission, AM2R, and Samus Returns. There's a lot of potential here and a lot of really, really good stuff. And I know that because so much of that is good about this game was taken almost copy-paste and then dumped into Zero Mission, which was freaking awesome. Let's see, so that's going to be Takoida, by sheer virtue of being the one who guessed the lowest. So we'll put that. I'll be honest. That surprises me. I wasn't expecting this game to score anything other than like in the 180s or 190s. That was what I was expecting. So color me as shocked as anybody at that final score. Now, as predicted, I could probably squeeze in Super today, but I don't want to. I would much rather go ahead and start up Super tomorrow fresh. I also have a lot of behind the scenes to talk about when it comes to Super. So I'm going to go do some paperwork, and I'm going to do some mowing of the lawn, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I also got to be watching out for the assassins.